TikTok friends. How's everybody doing out there today? Hello, TikTok. Hello. As I'm waiting for you guys to file in, we are going to give away a free message from Spirit today. So if you're seeing me right now, buckle up. We're giving away some free messages from Spirit today. But while I wait for you guys to see that I'm live and for everybody to file in before we start giving away some messages, I'm going to pull a card and get you guys some clarity. So what do I mean by that? I know I'm going really fast because this is my last reading today and then I have the whole afternoon off and I need a break, you guys. So let's just get into this and get it done, shall we? Because somebody out there, I just did a free message from Spirit on Facebook too. I do these free messages from Spirit every day. Well, not yesterday. I was too busy yesterday. But most days I do them as often as I can up here on social media. Try to do them every day. Anyway, just did that on Facebook and very strong Spirit that came through that just passed 2 days ago. You guys, let me remind you, I know a lot of mediums say that there's a certain time limit on when your loved ones will come through. But I want you to know those are limitations and boundaries that us physical people put on it, not Spirit. There is no such thing as time on the other side. That's a physical construct. On that side, they have access to all of it, the past, the present, the future. So sometimes what we think is, a day or two for them is like a century. They have all the time in the world. Near-death experiences talk about this all the time. What they will feel like 20 minutes in the physical reality feels like months or years on the other side. So before we even get started, I want to remind you guys that if you've lost somebody, that if your loved ones if you feel like you need to go to somebody like me for a reading, then they're ready to. Because you're not ready unless they're ready. And if you and them are ready, then there is no physical boundary on when it should happen. But if they're not ready and you're not ready, there is nothing you can do to get a message. You can go to all of the psychic mediums and stuff that you want, but if Spirit's not ready, they won't come through. They won't give you accurate messages. But when a Spirit is ready, you will be so craving that message that you can't not go, and Spirit will line you up with synchronicity and coincidence. Okay. I didn't expect that to come out. But anyway, let's pull a card. I like to start these with a quick card pull because cards are great for giving us insight into whatever situation is going on in our world right now. So what I get you guys to do is just think about whatever situation or question that you have in your life. I'm going to shuffle the cards and then I'm going to pull one and hopefully that'll be some insight for whatever your question is. And then we're going to get into a free message from Spirit. But the only rule that I have, these are free, yes. The only rule that I have, though, is that you have to help me help you and share the live. Please repost this live. Share it with a friend. Post it in a group. Something like that. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure of all the ways to share it on TikTok because I'm, first of all, blonde. Secondly, technologically challenged. I do the best I can. I work with Spirit. So technology is not always my friend. But you guys know how. You guys know how to work technology so much better than me. So share the live. And let somebody else know you're here. Not always my friend. But you guys know how. You guys know how to work technology so much better than me. So share the live. And let somebody else know you're here. Now, somebody just phoned me. I'm not sure what that's about, but hopefully that wasn't one of you guys. I just gave up my phone number on Facebook as well because on Facebook we do this old school. On Facebook I go on the camera and then I just give my phone number and you guys call me and I put it on speakerphone. I give the reading for free there. But that's not how we do it here on TikTok. And I'll get into how we do this on TikTok in a second. First, I want to do my card pull. So sorry about that little interruption. Could have had not been somebody calling for a reading. But if it was, please listen to the instructions on how this works. Because if you're not understanding the instructions, you're not going to understand the message either. So Spirit's not going to come to you. Ready? Ask your question. Ask your question. Interesting. I can feel the questions. I can hear them. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. It's a Jim Carrey movie. I don't even remember the name of it, where he gets to be God for a day and he hears all those voices in his head. I just felt that. Try this again. What did you guys ask? It's a good card. You get the Wheel of Fortune. Because the Wheel of Fortune reminds you that the wheel is always changing. Life is always changing. It's a cycle. You're up and then you're down, and then you're up and then you're down. That's how life is supposed to be. I know we don't like it when it goes down, but guess what? If it doesn't, then it can't go back up. And if it doesn't go up and down, and if it's just flat, well, that means you're dead. Life is meant to be like a heartbeat. It's up, it's down. It's up, it's down. If it's flat, you are dead. So this card is reminding you that if you are on the bottom here, and you've been experiencing a troubled time right now, relax. It can't last forever. The wheel is always turning. So you're on your way back up. Now, if you're up here, it is a reminder to be humble and to count your blessings, because there might be another challenge coming in your world. But usually when this card pops out, it means there is some kind of opportunity, some kind of blessing, some kind of good fortune that is developing in your world. You got to watch for that too. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by focusing on being, what am I trying to say here? Don't shoot yourself in the foot by digging up the seed before it sprouts. What I mean by that is sometimes you guys are so good at law of attraction. You guys understand law of attraction, right? But none of you understand, I shouldn't say none of you, few of you understand the law of gestation. Which means that when you ask for something, you have to give the universe time to gather the components and put it together for you to manifest it in a physical reality. Nothing in this world pops into reality like that. You have to vibrationally create what you want to physically manifest. I did not see this conversation coming today, so somebody out there needs this. Anyway, let me continue. Vibrationally create with your vibrational energy. You have to understand the process of creation if you would like to create something. We do this all the time when you're planning a vacation. When you plan a vacation, you don't just jump in your car and drive around and hope you hit the airport. And if you hit the airport, pray like heck that you get on a plane that ends up with sand and sunshine. You don't do that. That would be batshit crazy, right? You plan it. You plan the hotel, you plan the drive, you plan the beach, you plan the destination, you bring the supplies, you bring the tools, you figure out what you're going to need along the journey. You vibrationally, with your thoughts and your speech and your writing it down, plan your entire route. And then it manifests physically. A lot of you don't have what you want because you are planning your demise. You're running around thinking about how stuck you are and blocked you are. You're speaking about how stuck and blocked and pissed off you are. A lot of you are saying things like, why am I here to suffer? I'm suffering. Why do you make me suffer? There is no God. God just makes me suffer. I can't get what I want. This life is shit. Blah, 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 blah. Do you understand? That is vibrational creation. You are vibrationally creating a reality that you don't want. And that's why everything sucks. The way that you create what you want is by understanding that when you place the order, it doesn't show up right this second. When you plant a seed, you water it, you give it sunshine, you do everything that you're supposed to do. You come running out the next day and it didn't sprout. You don't dig up the seed and go, well, that didn't work. Fuck that. Life sucks. You don't do that. You understand that it takes patience. You give gratitude. You look at the seed and you're like, I can't wait for this to sprout. I know it's going to sprout. You don't sit there and say, oh, I hope it sprouts. Please, I believe it'll sprout. You say, I know this is going to sprout. It's just a matter of time. I've done the work. I planted the seed. I did the work. I did what I got to do. It's just a matter of time. When you're creating things in your world, you have to remember to plant the seed, to give it the tools that it needs to grow, and to give it time. Don't go dig up the seed before you see the results. Understand that it's coming. And here's something else. Sometimes we get really impatient, right? Think about when you order from a restaurant. When you order from a restaurant, you tell the waitress what you want. You don't follow her back to the kitchen and go, where's my food? Huh? I ordered that 5 minutes ago. I don't have it yet. Where's my food? I don't believe you're bringing it to me. Screw you, lady. I've been here for 5 whole minutes. Everybody else is eating, and where's my damn food? You don't do that. If you did, they'd spit in your food, or worse yet, kick you out of the restaurant, and you're never going to get what you want. You got to learn how to be gracious in the waiting. And you got to learn how to understand the signs and the symbols of birth in your reality. Oh, somebody needs this because Spirit just said, preach it. I don't know who I'm talking to here today, you guys. I don't even have my glasses on. I can't even see if there's one person here or 50. I have no idea. But Spirit wants you to know this. And that is that you have to be patient and let them line it up for you. You have to understand that if you don't understand how birth works, then you're going to feel like you're being punished. See, if you ask God for a baby, do you wake up with a baby in your arms the next day? Or do you wake up pregnant? Now, if you don't understand how a baby is created and you go to sleep every night going, God, please bring me a baby. Please, please, please bring me a baby. And then you wake up every morning, no baby. After 7 months of that, you're going to feel frustrated. Not only that, after 7 months of that, your prayer is going to go like this. God, I don't understand. I've been praying every single day. I've been saying, thank you for the baby that I want you to bring me every single day. But every day I wake up and there's no baby. Every day I wake up and you made me fat. You gave me heartburn. You made me have swollen freaking ankles and I'm puking my freaking guts out. But there's no baby. What you're not recognizing is that when you see signs like that in your own world, pressure, tension, pain, those are signs that what you have asked for is gestating, it is growing, it is birthing, it's just not ready yet. See, you think you want it right now, but you don't want it right now, you want it when it's ready and not a second before. Just like every pregnant mama knows that. By the time we get to 7-8 months, that pressure and that pain and that desire for what we know is coming into our reality is so great that every mama wishes that there was a fast forward button so we can make that baby come right now. But if you give every single mama a chance and the opportunity and say, oh, you're 7 months pregnant. You want that baby to be born right now? No problem, hun. Let's go to the hospital and give you a C-section. We'll cut her out right now. Would any mama let you do that? No, they'd rip your freaking head off first because they know the baby's not ready yet. If you don't have what you've been manifesting yet, and you've been doing all the steps you're supposed to do, you planted the seed, you cultivated it, you got the tools, you're doing your gratitude work every single day, you're thanking God, you're looking for the signs and symbols, you're seeing pressure and pain in your world, that's signs that it's on its way. Don't look at that as that it's not happening or that it's punishment to you. It is signs that what you've asked for is on its way. And I don't know who needed that. But somebody did, because I wasn't planning on giving you that whole speech. I just want to talk to your loved ones, get a message to somebody out there and let you know that they're okay. But somebody definitely needed to hear that. You guys, there's no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. Spirit tends to group together the people that can get the most out of the messages that are being delivered. So what that means is that even if you hear me giving a message to somebody else and it's not you that I'm directly talking to, but you're hearing a message that resonates with you or sounds like it could be for you too, it is. Spirit are masters of synchronicity and alignment. That is how they talk to you. They don't have a physical body anymore to use speech or, physicality to be able to communicate with you. They have to use energy because they are pure energy, high vibrating energy. Their energy vibrates so fast you can't see it with your physical eyes. But they're still here, like the blades of a fan that get going around really fast. The faster those blades spin, the more invisible they become. But they are still here. Stick your finger in there. You'll see they're still here. Spirit is still here. They're not gone. And they communicate with you every day. It's just that we've been taught to believe in the physical and not understand the non-physical all around you. And they don't communicate physically. They communicate with signs and symbols and anything that is energetic. That's how they communicate with you. So that's what I do here. That's why I work my butt off every single day to get up here and do these lives for you guys, is so that you understand their language. It is my mission to make sure that you guys don't have to live without your loved ones. And you don't. I don't know how much I can stress this anymore. You don't have to live without them. I know it's not the same as if they were here in the physical reality, but they will communicate with you. They absolutely will. They will communicate with you so dramatically specific that it will be mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. And then it's your choice. You get to decide. Do you want to believe in this and understand that all of these signs and symbols and synchronicities are mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance, and feel the joy that comes with knowing that they're still here talking to you? Or do you want to believe that they're dead and gone and feel the pain that that brings you every day and pass off those fluke, random, or chance things, pass off all of those signs and symbols as fluke, random, or chance, I should say? Because the choice is ours. You get to believe either way. Either way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here really quickly is I'm gonna pick somebody to pull up here onto my live, and I'm just gonna give you a free message from Spirit. The only rule that I have though, you guys, the only thing that I ask of you is not money, is that you help me help you and share this live. I am a professional psychic medium. I've been doing this for 10 years. They haunted the crap out of me until I did. This is my book that I recently wrote called Raised by the Dead, because they took me from hell and put me to where I am right now. And to me right now, this is my version of heaven. Life is not always easy. I barely make rent sometimes because it is not easy to make a living as a full-time professional psychic medium. You know how many readings you have to charge to pay $3,000 worth of rent with 4 kids as a single mom? Let me tell you. But it is heaven because I'm living my purpose. And every single day I get to get up here and find more meaning in the work that I do in an hour of work than I found in an entire lifetime before that. So they raised me. Why did I digress into my book? I have no idea. See, this is how you can tell Spirit's coming in my head now, because as soon as they start filing in, it's like they replace their thoughts, my thoughts with their thoughts, and it becomes, I sound like this, because I'm trying to talk while somebody's standing here doing this to me. Anyway, Raised by the Dead. If you guys haven't read it yet, please go check it out. It's on Amazon. And this is just part 1. This is the very tiny tip of the iceberg of how they have encouraged me to be a professional psychic medium. There is a huge other story that needs to be told. My entire life was a clusterfuck of chaos, let's just say, because spiritual light workers, if you have any spiritual talent in this world, they don't go easy on you. You were not in kindergarten, sweetie. You've been here before. You're college educated now. You don't get the kindergarten test. You don't get the kindergarten life. You didn't come here for that. God's fiercest warriors are specifically trained like a Navy SEAL. Think about Navy SEALs. Our Navy SEALs, we have to trust them that they have all these skills and abilities to be able to go into dangerous situations and help people, right? So they have to go through specialized training. You can't be a weak pussy to go through Navy SEAL training. You have to be specialized trained. And so at the end of that, those are the fiercest of the fiercest warriors. So a lot of light workers in this world start out with extraordinary challenges, unlike what most people go through, especially addicts and people like that. God told me a long time ago that addicts are some of his greatest warriors, because when they heal themselves, they now have the power to heal so many other people. So check out my book, Raised by the Dead, on Amazon, and watch for the next one coming soon, which will give you the full backstory on how I got from where I was to where I am. And if you would like a message from Spirit, I want you to know that this is not the only way to get a message from me. This is what I do all day, every day. This is what I do. You have to go to my website, though, thmedium.ca. I don't fish you guys for readings. And I want you guys to be very careful, because there's this trend going on out there, is there's scam artists and frauds and trolls that seem to think this is so fun and that they can make so much money off of you guys. Be careful. Real psychics, mediums, light workers, we don't fish you. We don't solicit you. We don't ask you to friend request us so we can snoop your profile to get all the information before we try to read you. We don't make you cash app somebody else's name to pay us for a reading that we fished you for. That's all troll, scam, bullshit. Anybody who has any real abilities, all they have to do is just get up here and offer your skills, and God will send you somebody that's at your level that you can help. So anybody that's trying to fish you and saying, oh, sweetie, I've been drawn to you, I have a message for you, scroll on, baby, scroll on. Those people are not real. Those are frauds that think that they can make money off of your pain, and they piss me right off. That's why I do this. So that's why I work so hard to make these messages free as much as I can, so that you guys can see the difference between what is real and what is fake. Because I don't want you guys getting hurt. Because when you guys get hurt, then you don't access this type of healing anymore. And you go the rest of your life experiencing your loved ones as dead. And that's a shame, because they're not. They're just changed form. So if you would like a message from me, then you can keep following me here on TikTok or on Facebook. I do more readings on Facebook than I do here on TikTok, because that's my comfort zone. I've been there for like 10 years, even though they shadow ban the shit out of me there. So I rely on you guys more than ever to share my live and get it out there. And as long as you guys keep sharing my lives and keep helping me help you, I'm going to keep coming back here every single day and giving you guys free readings. So you can keep watching me here, and eventually you're going to get a free reading. Or you can go to my website and you can book a private reading. I do private group readings. I also do messages from Spirit on Zoom every Tuesday for only $28 a person. I work my ass off to make this affordable and accessible to everybody, because I think everybody deserves to have messages and communications with their loved ones, and nobody deserves to go through the rest of their life not hearing them. I see them all around you everywhere I go. I see your loved ones loving you and talking to you and communicating with you and trying so hard to make you feel their love. And in public, it's hard sometimes, because I can't just walk up to you. I have a golden rule. It's in my book too. Read that. Is that I can't just walk up to you and try to give you a message that you or your loved ones might not be ready for me to pass on. I have to wait for you to come to me. And that's my way of knowing that you and your loved ones are both ready. So I work my ass off to make this accessible to all of you. So if you want a reading and you don't get one here, that's how you do it. Go to my website, thmedium.ca. All right, you guys, we're going to jump right in. I want you to remember that when I come to you, if Spirit chooses you, then you have to remember that they are talking to you, not me. They don't care if I understand the information, you guys. I'm just the medium. I'm the interpreter. I'm the person in between the physical and the non-physical. Your loved ones don't have a physical body to communicate with you with speech, or me with speech. They use signs and symbols and emotions. They highlight things in what I call my library, which is my thoughts, my feelings, and experiences. And they will show me whatever it is they need to show me to get you the message they need you to get. But you got to understand that they don't give me the backstory. I call this spiritual Jeopardy with charades, because Jeopardy, that you get the answer, you don't know the question. I never know the question. My job is to deliver the answer, but they're using charades to give me the answer. And I say it's spiritual Jeopardy because it's like this. For your loved ones, this is not about predicting what is coming up in your world. This is not about guessing which sign or symbol you wrote down on a piece of paper before we connected. For your loved ones, this is about them giving you details and, see, they're in my head already. This is about them giving you signs and symbols and details and validations of things going on in your physical reality that I can't know, so that you know that they're still with you. Your loved ones are going to bring up things going on in your reality that I can't know. They're going to bring up conversations you've had that you didn't think anybody knew. They're going to bring up thoughts that you've been thinking that you have not told anybody. And they're going to be talking directly to you. I don't get the backstory. Let me give you a quick example. I just gave this example on Facebook. It's a popular example I give a lot now because it's such a good one. I was giving a message to a lady in one of my recent groups, and her dad stepped forward with a big orange cat that looked like Garfield to me. So I said to this girl, I'm like, your dad is stepping forward with Garfield. Why does he have Garfield with him? She's like, I have no idea. Why does he have Garfield? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not in your life. I don't know. I'm just the interpreter. My job is to deliver the message. But she didn't understand that message. She understood everything else Dad said. So he kind of put the cat away and went on and passed on a bunch more messages. But then at the end of that reading, he brought that cat up again. And I'm like, honey, I still see your dad standing there with Garfield. I don't know what this is about, but he's still standing there with Garfield. And she didn't get it. But, and this happens to some of you guys sometimes, even though it's dramatically obvious, you're not thinking about that when you're in the moment. in so it doesn't hit you until afterwards. This is what happened with this girl. So anyway, I'm bringing her this and I'm like, why is he saying this? And she's like, I don't know, you tell me. But if you do that, you're going to miss the message because I'm not in your life. I don't know why they're telling you that. Here's the thing though. I posted that video on my social media, and let me just digress for a second. I post all of these lives on social media, on my YouTube channel. I will be doing it tomorrow. This is like my 3rd or 4th live on TikTok, and I have to download it here and then upload it on YouTube. It takes a whole like hour and a half per video. So I kind of procrastinate that a lot, but I will get all of the videos up from this last week on YouTube this weekend. Anyway, so when she watched her reading on YouTube, once it was posted, she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. How did I miss that? Her dad, turns out, a month after her dad passed, her big fat orange cat died. So when her dad stepped forward, he brought her cat with him. And he wanted her to know that he had her big orange cat on the other side. But he doesn't step forward and tell me, okay, Tracy, a month after I died, her cat died, so make sure you tell her that I've got her big orange cat here. No, I see a man standing there holding Garfield. He's got to show it to me whatever way he's got to show it to me to get me to say what he needs me to say so you get the message you need to get. But this is what I mean when I say you've got to work with me. You got to help me help you, because they're not talking to me. And if I bring you a message like that and you're like, I don't know, you tell me, you're going to miss the message. I'm not in your life. So just remember that when they are connecting to you. And 2 more things I just want to remind you really quickly. Even though when I come to you, so what I need you to do is, if you would like a message from your loved ones, I want you to try to add yourself to my live right now. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Again, I can't stress enough, blonde, technologically challenged. Just my life. Anyway, so you guys got to figure that one out on your own. If you don't know, ask somebody to help you so that you're ready to be ready the next time I come up here. But anywho, add yourself to my live. And then what I'm going to do is I have spirit here and I can feel the soul of this person. And I am going to push that little thingy boober. I don't know what it's called. The little invite button, the little people button thingy where you guys... See, this is where I make myself sound stupid. Anyway, push that little button thingy. It'll pop up the list of people that would like a free message that have tried to add themselves to my live. I'm just going to pick one of you guys and pull you up on the live. And then what I need you to do is tell me who you want me to focus on. Because some of you have so many people on the other side and I've only got 10, 15 minutes with you, right? So I need you to tell me who you want me to focus on so I can go right there and get you messages from that person. But I need you to know that they don't always just stay with one person. Sometimes they bring people with them. And they don't always step forward with their name, address, and phone number. They don't step forward and go, yeah, hi, I'm dad, or hi, I'm the brother. They don't always do that. Sometimes I feel a relationship bond, but sometimes your loved ones will step forward and, for example, they'll be covered and caked in cigarette smoke. And I'll be like, did they smoke? And you'll be like, no. I'll be like, well, they stink like smoke because they're bringing through the smoker. They're letting you know that they're with the smoker on the other side. Do you see what I'm saying? I call them puzzle pieces because I'm not in your life to know how they all fit together. I'm going to describe all the pieces to you and we're going to put together this puzzle for you. Last, I want you to remember, and they're already starting with this, is that your loved ones take me through their passing from their experience, not yours. And you need to understand this because sometimes this trips people up. So what I mean by that is that they don't step forward and tell me what kind of cancer they have, for example. Or like the reading that I just did on Facebook before this. That gentleman, I still don't know how he died. All I know is what he felt as he died. That's what they take me through. The guy before was in a hospital bed and for a few weeks, and all I felt all morning was my whole face was fluid. I felt like I couldn't really breathe. I could feel like the trying to breathe at the end and then a quick exit. Sure enough, that's how he died, in a hospital bed. But I don't know what kind of cancer or what kind of illness it was. What they show me is what they experienced as they passed. And that can be very, very important because sometimes we don't know how they passed. Sometimes we worry that they were tortured before they passed, or, you know what I mean, that they were traumatized. And so they will always take me through their passing from their perspective, not from yours. So keep that in mind. Are you ready? I'm excited to see who we got here. My hands are like sweating like crazy, which doesn't normally happen. So that is somebody out there is nervous because I'm picking it up. Here we go. Who do we have here? Who am I going to read for? Well, this is interesting. I come to this person and all I hear is, let me know, Bone. Huh, that's an interesting name.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Who am I talking to? Because your name can't be Bone.
No, that's a nickname. I've had that for years. My name is Matthew.
Nice to meet you. That is so freaky. Okay, before you even start, I gotta tell you, I tell everybody this all the time. No such thing as fluke, random, or chance, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I just did a reading on Facebook, free readings on Facebook. Guess who the soul was that I read for? Matthew.
Oh, really?
It's a Matthew day today. This is how Spirit lets you know that you are meant to be here. There's no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. They brought you here. Make no mistake.
Oh, that's sweet.
Who is it that you want me to connect to?
You know, I've thought about it. To be honest, I've lost a lot of people that I love, but my mother passed when I was 8, and I was in foster care, and I'm almost 40 now, and I've always wanted to reach out to my mom, but I don't know how.
You just did. She brought you here. So you're going to make me cry. Sorry, she's making me cry right now. See, this is what I mean, why it's so important that you understand how Spirit talks to you and that there is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. If you pass this off as fluke, random, or chance, then you miss the whole message. Your mom's been here all morning. She knew that she was bringing you here. You followed her voice, whether you knew that or not. What made you pick up your phone at that moment, at that time? What made you sit here at the same day that we're talking to Matthews? You see what I'm saying? That's your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Oops, I just kicked the camera. I got so excited. All right, my friend. Have you ever seen me read before?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to start with what I call a connection exercise. Did you hear my open, though, how this kind of works?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to start with a connection exercise. So what I need you to do is just sit somewhere where your feet are flat on the floor.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what I want you to do is, when I'm done talking, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe and slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me. And give me a minute to focus.
Yes, ma'am.
She's so excited. Finally, so she's singing the song. Okay, here we go. This beginning part, I call this beginning part the puzzle dump, because for me, it feels exactly like that, like building a puzzle. So what I mean by that is that when we do that connection exercise, there's a huge amount of information that washes over my senses, but they're like puzzle pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain everything that I'm seeing and picking up, and then we'll go back and figure out how that fits. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right away, the biggest thing that I'm feeling is huge love and apologies at the same time. Now, it's interesting. Your mom is taking some responsibility for how or she passed. And now you got to understand there's a difference between responsibility and intention. I don't feel like this is suicide in any way, shape, or form. I don't feel intention, but I do feel some responsibility around the way that I exited so quickly. She takes me to the head and I feel very dizzying thoughts, like spinning thoughts. Now, spinning thoughts very much can mean a couple of things. It can mean either I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, which is like, duh, you were 8, so probably. But also it can mean that I'm not in my right mind or before I pass, or I was spinning, literally spinning. She's making my face very itchy, which is a sign of disfiguration. And she doesn't want you to remember her that way. She wants you to remember her when she was young and beautiful. And that's how she steps forward, is young and beautiful. She's talking about the picture that you have, and I see the heart going around the two of you, feeling so grateful that you have these pictures. She's slowing me down. She's showing me the breath. She's taking me through her passing. She needs you to know that she didn't suffer. As hard as it was, she's making me feel like it was so much quicker on her behalf. But she does show me the soul tethered to the body. Now, when they show me the soul tethered to the body, what that means is our soul is connected to the physical body with a spiritual cord, kind of like a baby is connected to the mother's body with an umbilical cord. Sometimes the soul will stay attached to the physical body before it's ready to disconnect, either because they die and nobody's found them yet, and so they'll stay until somebody finds them, or because they're not like they'll be in a coma or not able to communicate, but their family isn't ready to let go yet. Like there's a number of reasons they could do that. I gotta slow her down because she's got so much. She just showed me this giant list of things she's got to say to you. She's been waiting forever.
Yes, ma'am.
Is some of this making sense, hun?
Yes, ma'am.
How did your mom pass?
Thyroid cancer.
Yeah. So now when you say thyroid cancer, I'm asking her in my head, how do you take responsibility for that? And you know what she just said? She said because she should have addressed it sooner. There was things, she had hints and signs that were things that she needed to take care of sooner, but she didn't pay any attention to that.
Yes, ma'am. Very true.
She's sorry for that because she did not want to leave you, let me tell you. Is there another child too? Is there you and another child?
There was 8 of us.
Okay, because when I said she didn't want to leave you, she said, or any of them.
Yes, ma'am. There was 8 of us.
So when you say thyroid cancer, with your mom, because here's the thing, she showed me my symbol for gratitude. She showed me my symbol for the holding of the hand. And then she showed me my symbol for brain scoop, which is where she doesn't want you to remember something a certain way. And I got chills up my whole body. I think, did somebody bring you to say goodbye to her, but you weren't there at the moment she took her last breath? Does that make sense?
No, ma'am. I actually found out from my school bus driver. I was in foster care, and Mr. Kevin was a preacher, and he told me.
Because the reason why I ask if that makes sense is because they don't change the signs and symbols, but they're puzzle pieces. So sometimes I don't know how to arrange them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So again, what she's saying is that she's taking me to the last time you saw her. I feel gratitude for somebody bringing you to see her.
Yes, ma'am. That makes sense. Yes, ma'am.
And then what she's saying, she shows me the holding of the hand, which is my symbol that there was somebody with me when I took my last breath. And I know it wasn't you, but what she's saying is that she didn't want you to be there at that moment because that last breath is sometimes very traumatic. I mean, adults who have experienced their loved one's last breath, we get that stuck in our head. It looks more painful for us than it is for them. The body just does its thing as it does its last breath. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't want you to remember her in that way. She wants you to remember her strong and healthy. And every time you say that you were in foster care, I'm telling you, that broke your mama's heart, let me tell you. She's showing me, this is interesting because she says thyroid cancer, but I also see the breaking of an addiction here as well. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. That's one of the reasons I ended up in foster care.
Yeah. As soon as we start talking about foster care, she says that. Now, I want you to understand something. Sometimes a soul is so broken and hurt that they don't know how to put themselves back together in the physical world. And sometimes that broken and hurt soul wants to love their children so badly, but they don't know how to fix themselves to do so. And so the only way that they can do that, to be reunited with their children, is to pass out of the physical world. Because the second that we exit the physical world, our soul is instantaneously in love, light, and peace. And the second that your mom was on the other side, she was reunited with all of her children.
Yes, ma'am.
Know that that is real. She's showing me the 2 dates close together. And she's giving you the rose. Is it close to a birthday and anniversary or a special day right now? Or did she pass right around another birthday or special day?
I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot even remember. I was so young, and I've blocked a lot of that out of my life, out of my mind. That part of my life I don't want anything to do with.
Oh, but did you hear the beginning of this? What I said in the beginning? I had a really traumatizing beginning too, my friend. But that is your testimony. The fact that you overcame that is your strength. Don't run from it. Be proud of yourself on who you are now. Because when you said that, your mom showed me tears and she showed me the pinky finger, which is usually my symbol with parenting. Do you have children?
Yes, ma'am.
See, the thing is that you have more parenting and nurturing and loving ability in your pinky finger than some people do in their whole bodies. Your mom is watching you become the father and the parent that she never could be. And you would not be that parent had you not seen that example. That you strive to do better and always be a better parent to your children than was provided for you.
Yes,
Does that
ma'am.
make sense?
Yes, ma'am. I had a long talk with God before He gave me my first son.
You have 3 children,
I do.
2 boys and a girl.
They're all three boys.
Ooh, my friend.
I
Are
had
you trying to have another baby then?
I had a daughter that passed. She would be 19.
Got you.
Um, but there is a lady that I love, and you actually know her. I love her to death. And if we happen to have a kid, it would be perfectly fine with me, even though we're getting up in our years.
Who do I know? Who?
Miss Alexa, you read Zane for her.
Oh, okay. So I don't know personally know her. I've just read for her before.
Yes, ma'am.
See, the
Yes,
thing
ma'am.
is, I read for so many of you that I don't remember you all in my head. I can't keep track of it all.
Yes, ma'am.
But but see, again, that's not an accident. Spirit sometimes has to get you ready to be ready for a message. So they will line you up by getting somebody else a message, and then that person piques your curiosity, and then you're here on the same day that I'm reading for Matthews.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Your mom's been talking to you the whole time. The daughter that you have on the other side, she's standing there holding her because I'm seeing the baby girl on that side. And I feel like if you would like, remember in the beginning, I went on this whole spiel about manifestation and I was like, why am I talking about all this? I wasn't expecting to bring all this through. Who's that for? That was for you.
Yes, ma'am. I believe that 100%.
Absolutely for you. That was your mom taking over all of my soul and saying, please give this information to my son. I am so fucking proud. Excuse my language. That came out. That was her. That was absolutely her. I try to mute that.
No, it's okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
she's so darn proud of you. It's not even funny. And so she's lined up synchronicity and alignment to bring you at this moment, at this time, to let you know that. And again, I'm seeing birthday anniversary. There is a special day around right now. How do you understand that?
Oh, my goodness.
I keep going to April.
I think that's when Mama's birthday was April, but I was so young. Don't hold me to that, but I'm almost certain that's when it was.
My birthday too.
Oh,
So many synchronicities. This is her of letting you know, see, sweetie, I'm not gone. I'm right here. Just do not pass these off as fluke, random, or chance. Know how to manifest. Know how to ask your mom for help and then let her line it up for you. But you got to be proud of what you've been through in the past and understand that all of that you went through was to create you into the amazing father that you are right now. If you hadn't have gone through all those experiences, who could say if you would be this dedicated to being such a great dad?
yes, ma'am. I believe that with everything in me.
Mom
But
needs you to know that she's like talking about, she's like, okay, let's get not serious here now for a bit because I want him to feel my presence in his world all the time now. I want him to know that I am clean on this side and that I love him so much. A couple of things. She attended your wedding in spirit, but I see 2 weddings. Were you married and divorced?
yes, ma'am, twice.
See? And she's like, third time's the charms, baby. Third time's the charm. Don't you even dare feel bad about that. You just get excited.
Well, I asked her to marry me, but she told me no. And not in a hateful way. It was very sweet. It was very cute the way she said it. It's just we're going through a lot right now.
Yeah. So
Um,
everything will happen at the moment that it's meant to.
yes,
Remember, you are feeling like you want, remember the beginning is what I'm trying to say. And we talked about the birth process. It feels like tension. It feels like pressure. It feels like you know what you want and you know that it's coming, but why isn't it here yet? You are in that birth process. But when it's ready for marriage, it will line up.
Yes, ma'am. I believe that 100%.
And she's going to help you with that. She's like, pick her out the biggest ring you can ever find. She won't say no then.
Well, that was the reason she said no. She said, "You don't even have a ring." I said, "I
I'm
give you my."
telling you, your mom was there for that conversation, sweetie.
It was about 20 minutes ago, actually.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, ma'am. I give her my key ring, but she wasn't happy with that.
Sweetie, go pick out a ring and vibrationally create it before you physically try to harvest it. Visualize giving your fiance that ring. Visualize her loving it. Feel how that would feel. Feel it inside. Hear it in your ears. See it in your eyes. Try to experience it with your senses before you physically experience it. Then tell your mom, thank you, mama, for lining me up with the biggest rock that she will love, something that will impress her. And it's not about the rock. Here it is. It's not about that. It's about when you give her this ring and you have put the time and the thought and the effort into it, she can trust you. She knows that you're not just flying off the seat of your pants, that you're planning and that stability there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't have the ability to put in all the thought and the planning and the stability, then how can she trust you that you're going to be there to be stable and thoughtful in the future? So your mom wants to help you with that. When I tell you that she's not gone and that you can still experience her in the physical, this is what I mean. So you vibrationally create it. And then you say, thank you, mom, for lining me up with the best ring that is going to be, I need a discount. You need to get me a rock for half the price.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you know what's going to happen is just like today, she's going to put you in exactly the right place at exactly the right moment at exactly the right time. And you're going to line up with some beautiful, beautiful diamond that's going to be on sale for like 70% off. And in that moment, you're going to know that it is mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance right after you asked your mom. And you will feel her presence in your life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I need that. And I just want to tell you this without saying too much. I was mama's favorite, and she didn't have a problem telling them other kids at all. I was mama's favorite.
Still are. You're the first one she got here. She loves you so much, so very much. And as she's pulling her energy back, she wants to remind you she didn't leave this physical world because she didn't want to love you guys. She left because that was the last act of love that she could do to be reunited with you. She did not know how to heal that addiction in the physical world. But let me tell you, she's so freaking proud of you because I don't feel addiction anywhere on you. You have grown into an amazing man that has overcome challenges in this world, and your mom is learning vicariously through you. Her soul doesn't just disappear. She stays here. She learns everything that you are learning here. She's watching up here. So that when she does incarnate in earth again, which isn't going to be until you're all back up in heaven together, then you plan your next life together. But when she plans her next life here, she's going to plan it with addiction as well. But this time she will retain subconsciously in her DNA. She will retain the memories of how you overcame those challenges, and she will be able to instinctively draw from that and find her way to recovery in her next lifetime. Sometimes addictions take many lifetimes to heal. And what we don't realize is that when our loved one passes from addiction and then we go through addiction and we heal that addiction, we teach them to heal that addiction too. We're all
Well,
doing this together.
and the funny thing is, as you talk about, it's not by chance. I was brought here on purpose. My mother led me. The funny thing is, as you talk about addiction, I just got out of rehab for alcohol.
I know, honey. I don't feel the
And,
demons on you anymore, though.
and
Let me tell you that. Because alcohol comes with demons. Demons follow alcohol like ants follow sugar. And the reason is because alcohol stems from the ancient Arabic word al-ghul. It means spirits. That's why we call it spirits. That's why we call it booze. Because what alcohol does is it lowers your conscious ability to control your meat suit. You hear it emphasizing? I don't know why that happened, but she's wanting to emphasize this. What it lowers your conscious ability to control your meat suit, which means that you become influenceable by any energies that are around you. And positive energies don't try to influence you. Negative, disembodied energies do. And that's why you do stupid shit when you're drunk. That's why you say stupid shit and you don't remember what's going on, because it wasn't you. There was another entity controlling your meat suit. You checked out the minute that you put the alcohol in there. So what happens is sometimes when you're dealing with alcohol and addiction, those demons follow you everywhere, and they will razz you into a state of frustration and rage just to get you to have that drink. They can control you through that. But once you take the alcohol out, they can't feed off of that anymore. There's no ability for them to control you anymore. So they go away, and then your life starts getting better. I couldn't line up with you with a message like this if you were in active addiction, because you'd be so surrounded by demons that I couldn't get to you. Does that make sense? Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it does.
There's a bit of a delay on this reading because your mom's playing with the energy thing. She's wanting to highlight. That's called spiritual emphasis. I just posted a video about that. When there's a ding, a bing, a flash, a echo, when you say something, that's Spirit's way of putting an exclamation point on whatever you just said. Your mama is so proud of you, and she is so grateful for you because you are teaching her how to overcome this addiction. So just remember that you're her biggest hero, and she's got her cheerleading costume on, wanting you to know she's your biggest cheerleader in the physical world, and that anything you need, she's playing the song, anything you want, you got it. You tell her what you need, she'll send it. I know that it looks like I lost you here, but that's okay, because I'm going to post this again, and I know that you can probably hear me right now. It's just Spirit is emphasizing. That's all she's got to say. That's the end of this message. She just cut you off. That, my friends, is spiritual emphasis. There is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. Spirit was not just talking to Matthew. They were talking to a lot of you out there. And they did a really beautiful job of highlighting synchronicity, alignment, and spiritual coincidence. What does coincidence mean? It means co is together. Incidences are happenings. They are together happenings. It is your non-physical loved ones, guides, and spirit guides and angels lining you up and guiding you along the way using together happenings. There is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. Please keep talking to them, you guys. Please keep acknowledging the signs and symbols all around you, and I promise you will feel their presence, not their absence. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I love you guys so much. I do this every day, so please keep following me and helping me help you guys by sharing this live. I can't stress enough how much I appreciate that, or how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Raised by the Dead. Appreciate if you buy my book too, and I promise this is going to help you guys. It talks about the synchronicities and the signs and all of that kind of stuff in there. So have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be back here on TikTok tomorrow, but I will for sure be on Facebook. And if I'm not here tomorrow, then I will be back within a couple of days, because I do these free lives every day. It is my mission to help you guys understand your spiritual loved one's language so that you can keep talking to them every day. There's no such thing as death, my friends. Mwah! I love you. I will see you soon. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can figure out how to hang this up.